Hey ambitious professionals, for today's video we're going to be elaborating on my level of work exposure model. Now a quick recap on what this is. This is a technical skills tracker to understand the level of work exposure or the on-the-job training you are offering your graduate in their current state. Now, it's important to note that not all technical skill sets need to operate at a level 4. As a line manager, you need to decide on how deep your graduate needs to go in understanding and executing a specific technical competency. So if you just go to the board here, I just want to show you guys something quickly. So I want to actually start with what we call level 1, which talks about job shadowing as well as the observation. Okay, so what does this actually mean when we look at a level 1? Here the graduate is actually observing how work as well as how tasks are done. This is very common for graduates who are starting in a new stint or they're basically learning a new skill. When you are doing your monthly check-in meetings with your graduate, there needs to always be a level 1 work exposure to show that they are learning something new as well as that they're actually progressing swiftly through their technical learning journey. So here, for example, what you'll see in this stage is that they do not have any type of responsibility as of yet. Now, if we make an example of an HR graduate, that would be an HR graduate who is observing in an interview panel. So let's go to the next level, which is level 2, which is operational. It also speaks to what we call administrative tasks. Okay, here the graduate is focusing more on the ad hoc daily task which has been assigned to them, right? It's very administrative in nature. This is basically the foundation that you need to build to learn how to manage not just the admin work side of your discipline. Here, you find that they're also basically performing very closely under close supervision. For example, if you look at an HR graduate, they're basically given the task, for example, to do the manual onboarding documentation of a new joiner. That would count under level 2 operational. Then we go to level 3, which is acting, but also it speaks to the value chain. What we're talking about here is that the graduate is solely in charge of an entire process. They no longer randomly assigned work. This graduate has the same work responsibilities as a colleague in their team. They have full responsibility, but still it's under supervised work, but they've got an increase in autonomy when they're acting. So an HR graduate example is you're acting as a recruiter and you're running the entire recruitment process from intake meeting to job adverts to screening to interview, salary negotiation, right to the last point where you are actually onboarding the new joiner. And then last but not leastly, we want to talk about the 4th level, which is strategic. And what does strategic actually looks like? It looks at the level of work. Here, the graduate is part of a strategic high level of type of work or a high impact project. You're operating a level higher than the role that you were previously acting in. You have the same level of work responsibility in this project as that of your supervisor. You're working without a supervisor most of the times, meaning that you're completely autonomous, you're stretching yourself beyond your current capability. Now again, as an HR graduate who has been seconded on a stretch assignment by taking part in a recruitment project to improve the recruitment systems or to devise a new recruitment strategy, that would be an example of a level of work 4, or what we call the 4th work exposure. Now here you have it, 4 ways in which you can actually track your level of competency as a graduate, an intern, a learner, a trainer. Would love to hear from my network who works with graduates on how do you actually track your graduates' technical capability.